How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. Today I woke up to something very sweet, very good, and I woke up to M1 telling me that I had a couple dividends hit my portfolio. So I'll show you just what I did here after I saw that. I went into my app and I filtered by dividends, and as you can see here, Foot Locker paid me $12.40, AT&T paid me $1.57, and you can see some of my past dividends here too. But it's a cool feeling seeing this hit your account, knowing that you just got paid this for leaving your money somewhere. And it made me really want to look over the last month to see how much I've made in dividends and kind of what I have to look forward to over the next year. So I created a spreadsheet that shows every holding that I have, how many shares I have, how much it pays me in dividends, and also, the dividend yield and how much I should be paid throughout the entire year in these dividends. So if you want it, let me know below. Maybe I'll try to give it out to people. But it's pretty cool. I showed the last month that I've made, and I went through all my different accounts. I got only $9.30 out of my M1 portfolio. Part of that is just that a lot of the big holdings that I have didn't hit last month. Part of it is just that my account was kind of new, so I was still adding positions and putting more money in. So this is gonna go up. It should go up to about $20 or even higher a month, $20 to $25 a month. And I got money from my HSA account. I got $13.46 in dividends there. I got money out of an employee stock purchase plan that paid me dividends of just short of $10. I made money in one of my other investment accounts, in my SoFi Money Invest account, which I transferred over to M1, but that had paid me over $11.50 in dividends. And then I also made money in this employer-sponsored retirement account that's kind of like a pension, and I made about $3.40 in that. So I'm looking at all these things coming in, and I really just wanted to tally up how much money I make every month from dividends. And last month I made $46.81. Now, after looking at all my holdings, I should get about $626 every year. So about $52, a little bit more than $52 a month. And the cool thing about this is I do some individual investing, but the majority of this is from index funds. So they're spread out through hundreds of companies. And I actually, throughout all my different accounts, I get paid 152 different dividends each year. So I end up getting almost 13 a month. So one every 2 days basically will hit my account on average. And these are all like mini paychecks. So $2 here, $10 there, 50 cents here, $15 there. And it adds up after a while. So I make $600 in dividends right now. And I haven't really been focusing on dividend investing until recently. The majority of the money that I have is in growth stocks still and in index funds. So a lot of those don't pay dividends. Overall, I get about a 3% yield, which I could bump that up to 4 or 4.5 probably, and make closer to $1,000 in dividends if I really wanted to. But I'm just gonna keep it where it is, keep adding positions. And it's cool because I make $600 a year, which doesn't sound like that much, but $50 a month is a nice little bit of change. So I'm only 24 years old. That pays for my phone bill. That pays for my gas for the next probably month or two. That pays for 10 Little Caesars pizzas. So it's cool because I am really young. I don't plan on spending the dividends, although if I could on some of these accounts if I wanted to, but I'm just gonna reinvest them and let that compound. So $50 a month now is gonna turn into $100 a month probably in the next year or so, and then that's gonna turn into $150 and then $200, and eventually it's gonna be able to replace my full-time job income. So I wanna be retired early, or have the ability to retire early. I want to be able to do whatever I want, whenever I want, which I understand I might not have that, but in the terms of where I work, I want to have that ability. And with the ways that I make money on the side now too, I make a good amount outside of my day job. I probably make $10,000 to $15,000 outside of my day job between a couple different businesses I own, some extra hustle, and then my investments now. So I have about $20,000, a little bit over $20,000 in the market, and it pays me $600 throughout the year in dividends. A lot of my growth is just from capital appreciation, which is just my stocks being worth more each and every month, each and every year. But I continue to add to this. I am going to continue to add to my Robinhood portfolio and my M1 portfolio. Like you've seen, I've made some videos on those before, so watch those if you want to see what I'm investing in to get me to where I am today and to push me to the next step. Hopefully I'll be able to bump that up to $1,000 throughout the rest of the year, and maybe even increase it more than that, $1,000 in dividends throughout the year. That would be cool. But these dividends are coming in whether I work for them or I just sit around, whether I am having a horrible day or a great day. I just am getting paid for doing nothing now and just having done work in the past and left my money in certain places. So it's really cool. Even when companies are cutting dividends, you might say, oh, well, you know, people can cut dividends. This is after a couple of my companies have cut their dividends. I have some money in Carnival Cruise Lines, a little bit in Delta Airlines. If you haven't heard, Warren Buffett sold all those, so there have been some worries in both those two companies. But I had another $50 a year in dividends from those two companies. So yeah, some companies can take them away, but most of my investments are throughout a broad range of companies, so it's gonna be hard to believe that a lot of them will cut their dividends significantly. And most of these companies up them every year, so they'll increase their dividends. So if they increase them 2 to 3% a year and I don't touch them, I have money coming in from dividends that's reinvested into the companies that are raising their dividends. I'm going to be making $50 a month now. That might turn into $1,000 or $2,000 a month by the time that I'm 60 or 70. So when I'm starting to really draw on these dividends significantly, they're going to be paying a lot of money. So that'll be cool to see those increase over time. I only have about $20,000 or $22,000 invested now. But if you just assume a 7 to 8% increase in value, which is what historically these kinds of stocks have done and these kinds of index funds have done, I'm looking at hundreds of thousands of dollars by the time I'm 60 and even more than that after that. So it's really cool to take a look and take a step back and just see this kind of thing happening. If you don't have this happening for you, you can definitely make it happen. Just try to grow the gap between what you earn and what you have to spend and then invest it. If you've already done this, that's great. I'd love to hear what you guys are doing, how you're investing, how much maybe you're making in dividends if you feel comfortable with that. But I think it's cool to draw inspiration from people that are doing what we want to do and having what we want to have. So hopefully, if you're someone that is looking at this thinking, I have no idea how to invest or how to get these dividends to work for me, hopefully you can have this happen for you and you can draw some inspiration from this. If you guys have any specific questions, leave them below. I will keep on looking at this, updating you guys with how much I'm making throughout time. I appreciate it, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.